You can't tell me with all these massive jumps in technology that we're not about to enter simulation territory. When you think about games like No Man's Sky and what that is actually capable of, and then you compare that to like real life humans, really think about that just for a moment here. Look at the 4090, look at the 5090, and what those graphics cards are actually capable of. Like, we're already at 4K, 240 hertz as far as gaming goes. Dude, like, you can't tell me we're not about to like live in virtual realities. You knew it just as well as I knew it. Plus, uh, had to think for a moment there. Matrix also knew it way ahead of its time. So basically, that's what I want to say is we're basically going to become the movie The Matrix. There is so many things to cover today. I know that I'm like rambling on at the moment here, but there's like 50 different articles, and I got to show it to you so that people don't think that I'm just rambling my mouth. So the first thing here that we're going to cover is RTX 69D. 69D. Had to say it that way just because. Rival GPU from AMD wouldn't surprise a former employee. So this is something that I'm actually really like curious to whether or not AMD is going to release a 9080 XT because of NVIDIA releasing their super graphics cards. I have to say it that way every single time because it's such a meme at this point. We got like I just don't understand what the naming stuff is as far as like naming these graphics cards actually go. Like we have like all these like random stupid like NVIDIA is probably going to name their next generation GPUs the RTX 6090 Ti Super AI Max Plus Generative, right? Ultra generative. There we go. And then I don't know, dude. I just think it's funny the way that all these naming schemes are. But let me know down in the comment section below what you think about that. Like whether or not AMD is going to be releasing a GPU that competes with the 6090. And just because it doesn't make sense why they would not, like right here, the 190 XT. That's what I'm going to call that because 1090 sounds so dumb. 190 XT gaming GPU, speculating on the price and name of the graphics card. So this is supposed to be like $1,500 if AMD actually ends up releasing this thing. But so the reason I'm asking you guys what you think is because as far as I'm concerned, dude, I really think that AMD is going to start focusing on their like integrated graphics. Like you look at all the handhelds that are coming out right now, all these mini PCs, like we're actually going to be covering a couple of like mini PCs and laptops that are just absolutely bonkers. The handhelds that are coming out that with the AI Max Plus, whatever freaking name of the CPU that AMD has there, that's also just as bad as NVIDIA's naming. And let's be real, it's like every company right now, we all have to have AI plus maximum ultraness included in the name of it so that everybody buys it and stuff, you know. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on here. The NVIDIA RTX 50 Super Series isn't launching anytime soon, and this is supposed to be like launching next year at CES is what people are saying. Like it's not even like remotely close to what the leaks are saying, which I actually want to apologize for saying some like complaining about the comments. There was somebody that left a comment and I don't remember exactly what it ended up saying, but it was like, hey, I don't want you to become the guy that leaks. I don't want to take a dump on the guy that leaked all this stuff, but I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about and letting his ego get in his way because the comment that the person left was actually right. Like me complaining is me not having fun and me not sharing content like I would with a friend. It's literally just me complaining. And what I ended up doing is because, dude, I have 4 different channels I have 5 channels, but 4 that I pretty consistently upload on. And the first thing that I do I don't do it anymore, but the first thing that I was doing on each one of them was reading my comments. And because that's the first thing that I was doing, when you're reading 100 different comments like that like I get like, I don't want to say trapped, but I get consumed by the comments. And I know you're human, okay? So I know you do this too. There could be 99 good comments and 1 negative one, and that 1 negative one is the one that you're going to focus on. Or like if you're going about your day, you could have a absolutely wonderful day, perfect day. Everything goes the way that you want it to, right? and then at the very end of the day, the last hour before you go to bed, something bad happens. That right there is going to impact, or let's actually reverse that. Let's say within the first hour of your day, something terrible happens, and then the rest of your day is perfect. If that one bad thing didn't happen, it would have been the best day you have ever had. But because that one terrible thing happened within the first hour, it impacts the rest of your day. So what I've been doing is I just haven't been reading the comments first thing in the morning. I literally do that at the very end of the night. And the comment that I had read, it actually made a lot of sense. But either way, I got way down off topic there. The RTX 50 Super Series, in simple terms, dude, this isn't going to be, at least the leaks aren't going to, right here, CES 2026. And just so we're clear, like CES like that hasn't even taken place in 2025 yet. So we're like an entire year away from the RTX Super Series of graphics cards, which I'm going to be honest, dude, I haven't been buying the 5080 or 5090s to build computers because I honestly thought that they were going to be coming out within the next 4 months, just because of the holiday season. That's the typical time frame that companies release their crap. So that's what I had thought. So next up, NVIDIA RTX 5090 and the RTX Pro 6000 reportedly hit by virtualization reset issue, $1,000 bounty offered. That's really all I need to say. I know there's a lot of tech geniuses that love to inform everybody of how much of a genius they are. So if you want to go and make $1,000 and actually prove how much of you're a genius that you are, you can go and take or you can go and whatever this reset issue thing is, you can go and figure this out since you're such a superhuman genius. But if you don't make that $1,000, stop informing everybody that you're a genius. All right, so this right here, NVIDIA announces the GPU with support for up to 128 gigabytes of VRAM, but not for this generation. This is absolutely bonkers. This is can you imagine if the 6090 can you imagine if the 6090 goes from the 5090, 32 gigabytes to the 6090, 128 gigabytes? Can you imagine that that would actually be wild if NVIDIA did that. I think that would be super cool. But the reason that this actually might end up happening is because of what AMD is doing with their not integrated graphics, but their CPUs, and using the memory from the computer and linking it to the CPU so that you have 128 gigabytes of VRAM without even a graphics card in the computer, which is kind of like what these AI Max 395 plus AI ultra super duper awesome epic generative PCs. I don't know how else to I don't know how much longer of a name you could name it. However, the 69, in all fairness, the 6090 probably is going to get 64 gigabytes of VRAM. Right here. So 48 or 64 gigabytes is more likely for the RTX 6090. But let's be honest, they'll release the 6090 with 64 gigabytes, and then 7 months, maybe 8 months maximum, they'll release their 6090 Ti Super Duper AI Max Plus Ultra AI, and that will have 128 gigabytes of VRAM, right? However, so there's just a lot of stuff. So next up, I really want to get into the virtual reality and simulation stuff, but there's been so many massive jumps in technology the past few months, man. That's why videos are getting so. One is because it's super interesting. Two is because there's everything, PC hardware, PC gaming, emulation, everything, dude. We went from kind of updates every month or two to just pretty much every single day there's this new stuff and this crazy wild stuff that's happening. And it's not just there's a new laptop that has a different color light on it. Oh my God, it's a different color light. Oh my God, it has 240 hertz, not 144 hertz. Oh my God, it's 480 hertz, not 240 hertz anymore. Oh my God, it's 500 hertz at 1080p. It's not that's happening as well. But you get my point. It's not stupid, useless, pathetic stuff that people overhype it. You know what I mean? It's actually super awesome stuff that we all want to like know about. And please tell me, okay, I did actually open it. All right, so after all the PC stuff, before we get into like the more like retro emulation stuff, I do want to show you. I'm going to show you this right now because this is what a lot of creators are doing. Okay, so this right here this is Google Notebook LM. Let me go ahead and unmute my desktop audio. And this is Notebook LM. Are you ready for this crazy crap?
You know, in the world of PC gaming, you've really got two massive forces shaping everything we play. On one hand, you have this top-down vision, right?
And just so we're clear, this right here that I'm showing you right now, this is everything that I'm talking about in this video. This was generated in 30 seconds, 8-minute video, 30 seconds it took this. And I'm just going to show you this. This is crazy where AI is, man.
Of a lawsuit, even a shaky one, to scale. NVIDIA just announced a new GPU, the Rubin CPX, with an absolutely insane 128 gigabytes of VRAM. Now, before you start saving up, hold on. This beast. So, while the corporations are making plans in the hacking, and the tech that makes all this
Gotta unmute my mic. So the reason I'm showing you this, dude, is because what people are doing is they're taking all the links, they're throwing it into Google Notebook LM. This gets generated in 30 seconds, or you can go to ChatGPT and you can. I do this. I literally I copy and paste this and I toss it in the description of my video. Okay. I do that. I use this for SEO on YouTube. But this right here is what people, they'll make a video like this. They'll be like AMD Radeon 10900 XT leak. They'll read it. NVIDIA RTX 50 super delay. They'll read it. NVIDIA 5090. All this stuff, dude. They'll just read it right to you. All right. So I'm not going to complain about it. I wanted to show you that because that's what was upsetting me when I was, when I was, like talking about the comments that were annoying me and stuff. I'm not going to complain about it. Okay. I'm competing with AI. So when I get comments and I put the effort that I put into my content and people are leaving comments expecting me to do what like every other creator does, prompt all these articles or link all these articles into ChatGPT and then read it directly to you, I'm not going to do that, man. Okay? So I just wanted to say that. That's why it was annoying me. I'm not going to reply or read those comments or make videos after I read comments because it does impact the way I create my content. And the comment that the person left was right. It kind of seemed like my ego was vomiting out of my mouth, and I'm not going to do that anymore. So let's go ahead and continue here so I don't go down that rabbit hole of whining and complaining about comments expecting me to become a robot. So GEEKOM enters I got Joe Biden mouth. GEEKOM enters laptop market. Geekbox X14 and the X16 Pro features up to the Core Ultra 9 285HS for H Arrow Lake CPUs. So this is cool because this is literally the mini PC that I have back there that I was using before we built this dedicated emulation computer. I get brain. Dude, I really do. I hate silence. And so it's not ADHD and silence, dude. It's like I enter these like, I struggle with anxiety. Okay. Like really like debilitating anxiety. And I get anxiety attacks when it's like ultra silent. And when my air conditioner slows down and I have no fan going, it starts to paranoid me. All right. So anyways, the GEEKOM, and I lose track of what I was talking about. There's a reason I am the way I am. So let's go ahead and continue here so that I don't ramble down that. Either way, the little emulation computer that I have over there is from GEEKOM, and I just thought this was really cool and I wanted to share it with you. I'm going to go ahead and close this all this stuff out here. All right, so that's really all I need to say about this. Just GEEKOM's making a new mini piece or a laptop, and I thought this was really interesting and wanted to share it with you. So this right here, Intel reportedly preparing packaging for its upcoming ARC B770 GPU. Dude, I'm really rooting for Intel right now. I know that they're like really struggling as far as whatever. No, I don't want to say as a company because they're still bigger than AMD. Like AMD's like growing. They're in their process of growing to compete with Intel. But Intel went from like you could imagine like NVIDIA right way up here and AMD way down here. like Intel was like the NVIDIA of CPUs, but they've like their Ultra series failed. Their 14th and 13th generation had a bunch of problems. They had to refund a bunch of people. You know what I mean? So they, as a company, they're falling, and it's sad to see that. I mean, competition is always good. You know what I mean? It's like Amazon's about to fail too. I don't remember the last time I actually ordered something from Amazon and it arrived on time. You know what I mean? Now my air conditioner is booting back up. Thank you, air conditioner, because I'm not getting all miscombobulated with my. It really is. But the problem is when I have noise in the background, dude, it takes me longer to edit my content because I actually have to edit the audio because the audio and it's so important. But it really is, man. It's so irritating to when I have to have it and it's already slowing down because it's cold out. All right, but either way, I'm rooting for Intel to actually pick up in their GPU market just because AMD really does seem to just like, I don't want to say they don't care about the GPU market because obviously they do, but it's just NVIDIA is so far. NVIDIA is so far ahead of AMD, and I mean AMD is so far ahead of Intel as far as like the graphics goes that like if Intel can at least get a little bit better, then AMD would have to compete with Intel because nobody's touching it. At this point, nobody's touching NVIDIA because with AI and NVIDIA basically booming in the AI scene and like having all this AI crap, which is literally what was one of the topics that again, I probably should have showed that to you before I'm actually going to close out Notebook LM because I will go down that rabbit hole. So I don't want to have the ability to go back to that. But anyways, man, like there's a lot of AI, like, so, like you literally like prompt and like I could create a clone of myself. And I mean, you would be able to tell because I'm such an awkward, weird freak. You know what I mean? I'm literally a freak of nature. So like AI is never going to be able to clone me because I'm a friggin' weirdo. But which I guess is a benefit. And I honestly think that that's a big reason that my content is doing so well right now is because I'm just a human. And I'm just like I'm sick of it too, man. Like I went from doing nothing but watch YouTube videos. I hardly ever watch YouTube anymore because I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of the AI created content. I'm so sick of and I'm talking about like generated content. Okay. We got 11 Labs AI voices. Like we have AI video, like literally just, hey, let me prompt my video. There you go. VO3, that Google's VO. Oh, hey, here's my image. Let me toss it in there and pretend that I have a friggin' whatever. I jumped off a building and let me give my dopamine video to everybody on the internet, which nothing I just barely said made any sense, which is exactly why AI will never be able to clone me. But you get my point. I'm sick of it myself. It's like it's not just like AI generated content. It's like AI, here's my AI scripted video that I literally just read to you. And then you get these people talking about stuff. Again, I'm not going to mention any names out of respect for people because I don't want to act like I'm better than them, okay? But like you get these like people that are talking about PC stuff, right? I'm gonna go ahead and open this right here. But you get these people talking about all this PC stuff, and they have a freaking like they still have like a GTX 980 and a friggin' whatever, a 5700X or something, like some like cheap $500 computer, and they're talking about 5090s and all this other. Right. And that you can tell, at least me, dude, I can tell. I can tell when people are reading. It's just so obvious when people are either reading or their content is so perfect that it doesn't seem real. Like I got a comment on that the other day. Oh, this guy, he has gibberish mouth or whatever that impediment speech or something. And then how I always say like, I'm like, dude, so you don't want me to be a real human? You just again, I'm focusing on the comments. So just so we're clear, dude, it's true. I'm one of the creators that does read all their comments. Like there's certain channels that don't get as many comments, okay? but I do read them across each of my channels, and it impacts me when it doesn't matter if I'm making a PC or a video for the PC channel. It doesn't matter if I'm making a video for the chats channel. It doesn't matter if I'm making a video for the nostalgia channel. It doesn't matter if I'm making a video for the diary channel. If I have those comments that I read in my head, it doesn't matter which video or which channel I'm making a video for, because I'm replying to each of the comments on each of my channels. So like it like, you know what I mean? Freaking air conditioner, bro. Would you stay on? It's cold. I gotta plug my fan in because it's starting to get cold out. What is it right now? Breaking news. That's all I got. I'm like, oh, there we go. It's booting back up. It's super annoying. It like stops and all right, so let's get back to the video. Lenovo says its $1,100 handheld will also get the Xbox mode coming to the Rogue Xbox house. That's really all I need to say, but this is an absolute beast of a handheld. And this is like better than the Steam Deck. I said it. You heard me right. This is better than the Steam Deck. Look at that screen. That is not a 720p screen. Or what is it? 900p is what the Steam Deck is. It's oh, you can't even tell a difference if it's such a small screen. You can't even tell a difference. Dude, get out of here. You're the same person that would have said, oh, the human eyeball can only see 60 hertz. I want you to plop a 60 hertz monitor in front of you and then plop a 240 hertz monitor. And I want you to tell me whether or not you can tell a difference. You go ahead and do that there, little Jimmy. All right. So this right here. Now we're going to start getting into the virtual reality simulation territory, because that is what this crap here is about. All right. So listen, man, I really meant that. Like No Man's Sky. Like really think about what that game is. We have what is it? Is it like 250 like I want to say galaxy, or yeah, so it is galaxies, right? So just so we're clear, for those of you that aren't space nerdy freaks like me, which they actually NASA found the first thing of life on Mars, which I guess Google it if you're interested. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but so No Man's Sky is like 250 galaxies. So just so we're clear, Earth is in a solar system, and the solar system is in a galaxy. So we have the Milky Way galaxy with millions and millions and millions and millions of solar systems. So there's like millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of solar systems in the Milky Way galaxy. And then you have like the Andromeda galaxy. So there's like millions and millions. Actually, there's probably billion, because that's like what? So isn't it like 50 or 60 times the size of the Milky Way galaxy? So you get my point. There's like billions of stars and solar systems, plus billions and billions and billions and billions of planets. Okay. That is what No Man's Sky, like it is a literal universe, bro. But it's not like to the extent of an actual universe, but you get my point. There's like 250 galaxies, okay, in that game. And then there's like millions of solar systems and billions of planets, all different, in a game, a video game that came out 10 years ago. Think about that, bro. Plus you have, I don't want to say millions of people, but at least hundreds of thousands of people playing the video game that you could literally all land on a planet and play. And then we have their game that they're creating right now, which is the game I'm most excited for, Light No Fire. I'm literally going to lose myself in that. It's literally the only game I've been excited for since Destiny, the original Destiny. So like it's quite literally been like 10 years since I've been that excited for a video game, because it's one of a kind. And we don't get that very much anymore. We don't get these unique video games anymore. And for those of you that are unaware of what I'm talking about, Light No Fire is going to be like it is an Earth. Like it is an Earth-sized planet of Earth. And there's going to be people that are playing on this Earth Yeah, dude. So either way, you go ahead and Google that as well. But it's like it's gonna be this like MMORPG Earth thing, and like you get these like NVIDIA has their uh what is it called? The like video games have their NPCs where they like the AI creates like random conversations and random quests. I forget what that's called. But now we get like these like almost immediate video depending on the GPU. So there is a I know it mentions it in this the RTX the Pro graphics card that they have is the one that kind of generates the videos instantly because the 5090 whereas it's the one I know it's here somewhere. So there's a part of this that talks about how their RTX 6000 Pro or something like that creates videos pretty much instantly with that graphics card, whereas the RTX 5090 does take quite a while to generate the AI content. And of course, I scrolled by it. But either way, you get my point, dude. Like we're already at a point where all right, the model runs 7 times faster on a RTX 5090 compared to a stupid MacBook, which is garbage. And I don't know why anybody watching me would ever buy an Apple product. Screw them. Um, yeah, I'm about to give up looking for it. You get my point, dude. So I'm gonna go ahead and my ADHD is gonna irritate the crap out of me if I don't find it. But yeah, sources and all that stuff will be linked down in the description, anyways. And plus time stamps, I've been adding those. So the powerful gaming mini PC arrives with 16-core Ryzen AI Max. There you go. See that? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. The 16. This is what it's called. All right. Here we go. We have 16-core Ryzen AI Max plus 395. Epic name. There's 128 gigabytes of VRAM in this little teeny tiny computer. It's not cool, bro. And it's got the Radeon 8060S integrated graphics, which is absolutely bonkers. You know what I mean? So this says RTX 5060. Wait. Yeah, okay. So it keeps up with the RTX 5060 laptop GPU. So that's as far as like gaming goes, though. And just so we're clear, dude, the 5060 is not a bad the reason people complain about the 5060 is because it's a stupid pathetic 8 gigabytes of VRAM. This has 128 gigabytes of VRAM. So you could imagine what a 5060 with even like 12 gigabytes of VRAM. Because so the problem that you run into with a 5060, like you can play games at 1440p with a 5060, but what ends up happening when you crank up the settings, like if you crank it to 1440p ultra, you'll still be able to play the game. Like it's not going to like run like a potato, but what's going to happen is the textures inside of that game aren't going to like load properly. So like an example would be like if you're like walking on a patio, or just say like a background, a brick wall as an example, where like you would see the bricks with a 5080, right? Whereas if you had the 5060 and all your settings were cranked up to ultra at 1440p, like you wouldn't see a brick wall. You would see like a smudged wall. So you wouldn't be seeing a good looking video game. So this is what I'm talking about, man. With AMD, I just think that that's wild. You know what is that right there? All right, we need to. I really do. I have to start. I'm gonna take that air conditioner out now that it's getting cold and turn my fan on because it really does. I wish people understood what it was like to have anxiety attacks. Man, they suck. And silent is what that called. Like I can't even sleep without a fan, or like if my power goes out, bro. That's like my worst fucking nightmare. When my power goes out, if I don't have my phone to like put some sort of like static noise, or if it's like it mostly at nighttime, because if it's during the day, I can just like go outside and like listen to the animals or go for a drive or something. But at night, it just yeah. Either way, let's continue here. Big Steam update enables custom sorting, CPU temperature monitoring, and much more. So this is just a big Steam update. There's not really much else that I need to say about this. You can like go into the game settings and Steam settings and whatever and customize everything to your liking. It's a cool little update. And with Steam introducing their new VR headset, what is it called? The Valve. They are releasing a new headset that was confirmed. A lot of people are talking about them releasing another console as well, which I think would be sick. So the problem with people saying that, all right, let's actually, Intel confirms, because we already covered that, so whatever. Intel confirms Arrow Lake refresh, and it is not going to arrive until 2026 to be DOA against AMD's Zen 6 CPU. So honestly, this was supposed to come out this year, but they're having a bunch of issues with integrated graphics. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I'm pretty sure this is what is Panther Lake, and a lot of people that got their hands on these that are using them and testing them, like big companies that are using them and testing them, like apparently like a lot of those people are calling it Pathetic Lake, or no, it's Arrow Lake refresh. So I'm not even talking about the right processors. Intel has confirmed it has. So this is what I'm talking. It honestly is really hard to keep track of everything right now, just because there's so much stuff happening. So it really is hard to keep track of stuff like this. NVIDIA is like way so far ahead. It's easy to keep track of that kind of stuff. But as far as like processors, mini PCs, laptops, and stuff like that, there's a lot of innovative stuff happening that we haven't seen before. But either way, that's really all I need to say about this one. It's not going to be coming out in 2025, which I'm pretty sure is when it was supposed to come out. Not late. All right. Yeah. So as the rumor mill had believed, or in other words, the person that guessed 50 times and then it will release in 2026, and he will claim he was correct because one of his 200 guesses was right. I don't know about you, but if I had the ability to guess 200 times, I'm pretty sure that I also could get one of my guesses to be pretty accurate. Don't know about you, but if I leaked everything and I had my sources giving me 200 different leaks, I'm pretty sure one of my leaks would be correct. What about you? Do you think if you had the ability to guess 200 times that your guess would be correct? New free-to-play Dragon Ball MOBA with 4v4 battles launches on Steam. I just thought this was really cool. I like Dragon Ball Z. I actually found a really fun Game Boy Advance game. It's called Dragon Ball Z The Legend of Goku. It's a Game Boy Advance game. It's so fun. So the second one's better. There's two of them. I'm actually going to show you this right now because it really is. It's a super cool game. This one right here. So it's an action RPG. It's not like those. I've never been a JRPG fan. I just don't. I can't. The turn based is just boring to me. There's some that I like there was one on the PS1. It was something like Lunar. It's a really fun. It's kind of like Zelda. Like Zelda would be another one that I like. It's like a more of an action adventure RPG type game. Destiny is like another one, but that's like way newer. But either way, it's a fun game. So for those of you that are like me and you like the retro stuff, check that one out. So it's really all I need to say about this one. I just thought it was cool and I wanted to share it. So next, an embarrassing failure of the U.S. patent system. Video game IP lawyer says Nintendo's latest patents on Pokemon mechanics should not have happened. Full stop. So pretty much Nintendo patented like what every single RPG game does. So you can't, all right, I'm going to actually, so here, yeah, this is, dude, Nintendo is such a stupid guy. Like their games are awesome. Okay. Like I love I love Mario, I love Donkey Kong, I love Zelda. The Super Nintendo is my favorite console of all time. The Nintendo Wii was such an innovative console. Like I have so many memories with that. The Wii U has my like the Super Mario Maker is literally one of my favorite games of all time. So Nintendo, like their games are awesome. But as a company, dude, they are a literal meme. They're a joke. It's pathetic what they do. So it's like this, like so basically they're literally like I want to say Scrooge McDuck, but that would be an understatement, or a Grinch, but that would be an understatement. They're literally like a devil. They're literally the devil of gamers, for gamers. Like you could like the Nintendo Switch 3, let's say the Nintendo Switch 3 comes out, right? And you say it's going to have 4K 120 hertz. They'll freaking come after you, sue you for $10 million because you data mined their Nintendo Switch 3 and said that it was going to be 120 hertz. Or a Pokemon, this Pokemon thing as an example. You could literally have a basketball. Like I could have a basketball, make a video turning it into a Pokeball, and they would come after me and sue me because my basketball looks like a Pokeball. They're just such a crap company, man. It's so whatever. But either way, my point being, dude, is they're pretty much like, think about Pokemon, okay? Think about the action scenes with Pokemon. Think about every single JRPG game in the history of all JRPG games. They literally just patented what a JRPG is. It's just fucking it's so ridiculous, man. I don't even understand how they I don't understand how they actually were able to patent something so like I don't know, dude. You go ahead and you let me know what you guys think about it. I'm sure you're all aware of this, but basically, dude, character combating a Pokemon that captures the Pokemon and is able to reuse the Pokemon. Does that not explain every single JRPG? I really don't know how they actually got away with that. That just is so crazy to me. Um, did I not already? I'm pretty sure I already covered this. So the Legion, yeah. So this is the console I said was superior to the Steam Deck. Because it is true. I'm just joking. It probably isn't because it doesn't have the Steam OS or the benefits of all the Steam Deck, unless this actually is able to, which it would be able to. So I already covered that. Fuck you, air conditioner, man. It's so irritating that it comes on and then it goes off. So this right here, man charged for, oh my God, I'm so happy I have this up. Man charged for selling fake Nintendo products on Amazon, allegedly made more than $2 million from counterfeiting. And just so we're clear, wait, is this the one that, okay, this is not the one that I was thinking. Is it? Because the one that I'm thinking, Nintendo sues person. I don't know how else to say that. Let's come over here and I'll go sort by past month. Nintendo is getting a taste of its own medicine with the Switch 2 lawsuit. Nintendo wins $2 million against Switch. Okay, this is the one that I was thinking of, right? He like made frick you, dude. There's a modder, is what I'm talking about. So it's like freaking Nintendo Switch accessories. They're not even like creating a Nintendo Switch. Oh my goodness. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and Nintendo's patent on sub characters could have some dire ramifications. So many people are talking about this right now. It's such a joke. All right, so this actually explains it better. There must be a PC console or other computing device, and the game is stored drive similar storage medium using move character. All right, this isn't the one right here. So this is about summoning the sub character in a place where there already is another character. You can read this. I'm getting paranoid with my fucking air conditioner going on and off. So I really need to rush through this video because it really is. It's irritating me. But either way, man, tries like, yeah, they're suing everybody for everything. It's so funny. So ROM Hacker colorizes all Final Fantasy branded games for the original Game Boy. I just think that this is super cool, man. And I'm going to an extremely unpopular opinion here. Okay. I've never been a big fan of Final Fantasy. Again, JRPGs, dude, the turn-based combat system, it's just never been my thing as somebody that clearly has ADHD. But I like another one is like translating games. It takes so much time to do this kind of stuff. So whenever I see an update like this, one, Final Fantasy is one of the most popular games out there. And two, I love exploring games and just finding new games, especially the older stuff, because they're so much more simple. And for me at least, the simpler a game is, the funner it is for me, which is really why I like the older stuff. So really, I wanted to share this one, not because I'm going to go play this game, but because I can respect the amount of effort it takes. Plus, I know that that's a very popular game. So next up, Citron's big update just barely landed, and it could be a game changer for Nintendo Switch emulation. So that's really all I'm going to say about this. I don't feel like Nintendo coming after me and suing me for no reason. Just kidding. Switch emulator Citron just barely released version 0.7, its first update in more than 6 months, which is because of all the lawsuits that were happening with the Nintendo Switch. But Nintendo kind of screwed themselves because ever since like all the like stuff that happened with Yuzu and then Ryujinx closing their emulator down as well, like all these new emulators are coming out, and they've kind of like screwed themselves because there's like 5 different ones now. And I think that the reason that this is happening is because one, the Switch 2 is out, so they probably will stop caring, but also because this is like Nintendo's not gonna like go after like 20 different companies at a time, you know. But really, that's all I need to say about this. It's not anywhere near like the Eden. That's the new one, right? Eden. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, this is the one right here. I'm pretty sure. They have a cool looking website. It's like all RGB. Totally my vibe. Obviously, pink and blue. Feel me? But yeah, so that's really the one that's doing really well right now. There's a lot of progress with that one. So let's move on. That's really all I need to say about this. Just it's a huge update. There is a lot of other stuff as well. So it's a complete ground up rewrite. This isn't just like an addition to for a Switch emulator. This is huge. Last week was, there you go. This article even mentions it. So yeah, that's really all I need to say about this. Is just a massive update for Citron. So rather than buy a brand new PC case, one Redditor elects to make their own out of Legos, which I'm actually going to cover this next just because. So I just think this is nothing special. I just think this is really cool, man, when people do stuff like this. For nostalgia and memories. Again, I get that question about the emulation. Why do you have so many emulation consoles? It comes down to memories and new experiences, dude. Because like I've said it so many times. You have a Nintendo here, Super Nintendo here, Nintendo 64 here. If you play the Nintendo and you're looking at the Nintendo, it brings back a different memory than if you had a PC sitting right here. Like you're seeing the Nintendo. It brings back memories of the Nintendo. You know? So yeah, that's why I have so many of them. But that's really all I need to say about this one. I just thought this was really cool and interesting, and I wanted to share it with you. And then this right here, this is actually official. This is Lego Sega Genesis controller officially revealed with micro scale Green Hill Zone Sonic scene. Is that not cool? I think that that's cool. I mean, I don't know about the D-pad there. That seems like it's going to be. Wait, this is. There is one that's usable. Where's the usable one? Or is this the one that's usable? Or am I just an idiot right now? Fucking hey, man, that fucking. I'll turn my air conditioner on. But either way, I just think this is cool. It's a new Lego set. Apparently it does not work. I'm just an idiot for some reason. I'm trying to see if it actually, so set previously rumored leak. It's on its way very soon. I'm trying to figure out whether or not this is actually going to be usable. Frick you, air. Stay on this time, air conditioner, please. Retro gaming controller. Display worthy gamer gift idea for adults. All right, so it's not usable. I'm just an absolute idiot. I don't know why I would think a freaking Lego controller would be usable. MAME's latest update adds support for a rare arcade system. There's been a bunch of emulator updates. There was also one for a Super Nintendo as well, but I'm pretty sure the Super Nintendo one was more for a specific game. It was just like a Top Gear fan made game or something like that. And then there's also a new NES emulator that just barely got published. And I know that there's a lot of emulators out there for the older retro consoles, but when new developers make new emulators, what ends up happening is we get stuff like the BeastNess HD, which that's the emulator I'm using for Super Mario. You can see it's not perfect right now, like how like the edges, like they don't, it doesn't work like perfectly for each game, but for each scene, I guess, and how enemies don't pop up. But that's the emulator I'm using with Super Mario World. It's called BeastNess HD Beta, and you can enable widescreen mode. And there are games for it that were like Super Mario was is one of the games where it works like perfectly, other than the enemies popping up in whatever in certain sections and then disappearing at certain sections on the screen. F-Zero is another one. It works pretty much perfectly with Zelda. It works perfectly with, I want to say Super Castlevania, but I might be eating my words on that one. But either way, it works really good. You do need a pretty good computer in order to use it and generate those. But I mean, it works good on the mini PC I have back there. So if you have like a $500 computer, you'll be perfectly fine. But that's really all I need to say about this. Just MAME's latest update added support for a rare arcade system, which is, where is it? The arcade game called 119 from Coreland and Sega. There are many other small improvements as well. Obviously, patch notes, all that kind of stuff. Or whatever, just update it if you have the emulator installed. So, Sega's Tokyo Game Show lineup teases 4 mystery titles. Dude, Sega used to be such a boss. Remember, dude, they really were. Like, the Nintendo, or Sega does what Nintendo don't. I really miss that era. Like, I would... Tell me that you wouldn't buy. Okay, so really think about this one. I'm not talking about the Sega Genesis Mini. Would you not, like, really think about this? If Sega re-released the Sega Genesis with better audio, would you not buy that? And every Sega game that you ever wanted? I don't know about you, dude. But as far as I'm concerned, that's really one of the main reasons I don't really like the Sega Genesis over the Super Nintendo, because the Sega Genesis, as far as like the aspect ratio, it has aged so much better than the Super Nintendo. Like the field of view, like your character's smaller, and then you have more of the game world, which at least personally I like. Whereas the Nintendo or Super Nintendo is more zoomed in, which, man, I got the hiccups, which I really do not like. So I think the Sega Genesis has aged so much better, but the audio totally destroys it for me. Like, the audio is just an absolute potato bucket, and it ruins the games for me because there's just not much, I want to say not much definition to it. So this right here is super old. This is really old, but I was watching long plays. It's really all I watch on YouTube now is podcasts and long plays just to find new games. And this right here, there's this like not operating system, but this is like a Super Mario Maker for PC pretty much. Basically, you can make your own Mario games. And I just thought that this was really cool. And there is a game that's already been made with it. There is a game. Crap. I'm gonna go ahead and because I have my playlist that I like. Games to play. This is the one. It's in my playlist, and it's pretty new as well. So this is it right here. But I have another one that's actually longer. Is this the one? No. I'll just show you this one because I know that that is the one. This is the one that I'm talking about. So this, you see what I'm talking? Is that not cool? It's like a freaking Mario, like freaking Mario Maker for computer. I think that's super sick. But either way, I know this is super old, but I'm absolutely going to be downloading and installing this and trying to make my own Mario game because Mario Maker really is one of my favorite games ever. And yeah. So this right here, this PC is the whole reason I built this was for Xbox and Xbox 360. However, it absolutely, like, for the Nintendo Switch, the PS3, it also runs so much better. Like I can upscale everything into 4K, not like just like certain games. So if you want to watch that video, nobody watched it because it wasn't clickbait, but again, I'm competing with AI, guys. All right, I'm a real human competing with AI. All right, so I'm gonna title videos and make thumbnails that work. Okay, I'm not just gonna waste my time creating content and in competing with AI that can pump out 40 different videos a day. All right, I'm not gonna waste my time. So I just wanted to ask you what your favorite Xbox games are, because the first ones that come to my mind, okay? The first ones that come to my mind on Xbox, this is really all I'm gonna go. So first up, the first game that comes to my mind, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. I played the crap out of that game. Second game that comes to my mind is Tom Clancy again, Splinter Cell. I played the crap out of that game. Third game, Halo, obviously. Fourth game, I don't need to explain Halo. That's why I just jumped right past it. Fourth game, Need for Speed Underground. Played the crap out of that game. And then the last game that I'm going to mention, I really got to think about this one. Or I don't have to think. Well, I got to think about which one I'm going to place here. I want to say Tony Hawk Underground is probably the next game that I played the crap out of that game. But I'm really debating whether or not to place Pac-Man World. So let's just do 6. Let me know your 5 favorite games for the Xbox down in the comment section below. So this right here, I just wanted to share this because of how depressing it is in 2025, where we're not able to do this very often anymore. And unfortunately, I'm willing to bet you this guy paid out the Palooza for this, whereas back in my day, quote unquote, I guarantee you this would have been discovered for, I'm really trying to be honest with this one because we got the Sega Dreamcast, we got the Nintendo 64, we got a PlayStation, we got a Super Nintendo, we got literally a bunch of controllers, we got tons of games. So I'm trying to be really like honest. What is that? What is that console? You see that? This right here, what is that? It looks like a Super Nintendo from a different region. I don't know what that is. But either way, I'm going to say DS as well as there. So I'm going to say probably if we rewound time to, like, let's say the year let's say 2005. This probably, the guy at the garage sale probably would have asked like, I want to say probably like $200. That's what I'm guessing. Like, actually, the person at the garage sale would have asked. I guarantee you this guy probably paid like $1,000 for all this now. Because everybody, oh, let me eBay. How much is this game? How much is this game? How much is this game? How much is that game? How much is that game? And yet you wonder, and all these like retro video game stores, all that are all going out of business. Wonder why they're all going out of business. Maybe it's because you're charging what, $100 for a 30-year-old game, whereas I can go to, can't legally mention the website, but there's archive places with that exact game that I can just download, you know? So yeah, dude, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about all this stuff. Again, timestamps and all that kind of stuff have been in the description the past, well, it's been about a month now that I've been doing that because I just, look, man, I know I said I wouldn't go over this in the video, but we're so far into the video, and I know the people that are watching still don't care what I say. They're just here to hang out. So the reason I started making content the way that I am, and the reason that content is getting so long, is because, look, man, I am a human, okay? And I am fed up and sick of the AI created content. I am fed up and sick of seeing fake creators make videos on stuff they do not care about. I am sick of hearing scripted content. I am sick of hearing 11 Labs voices with a script written perfectly, you know? So the reason I'm creating content the way that I am now is because this is what I watch. This is what I would watch. This is the content that I want to see, is longer content from a real human just sharing things that they enjoy. Okay? And I really want to clear up why I changed the content on this channel, is because, and the reason that I even changed the name to Dan Does Chats is because the reason I changed this channel name to Dan Does Chats over Dan Does Game is because there's so many gaming channels out there right now. Top 5 Super Nintendo games, all AI. Top 5 Super Nintendo games, script written by AI with a human reading it. Top 5 Super Nintendo games of somebody that Googled something, and they're all like 50 different channels all covering the exact same games, okay? So I'm making content the way that I would want to see somebody make content, okay? I'm just trying to be people's friend, hanging out and just talking about stuff. I know stuff is getting very long. I'm doing my best to stay on topic, but if it is not obvious, man, I struggle with a lot of different things, all right? And yeah. So I'm going to end the video because I said that like 3 minutes ago and I don't want to continue down that rabbit hole. However, let me know what you think about all this stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.